We're in the second day of a government shutdown because of slam-down politics. We need to reopen the federal government. The House needs to act. They need to pass the resolution, take up and pass the legislation sent by the Senate that strips a continuing funding resolution of all politically motivated riders, have a continuing funding resolution for the next 6 weeks so we could resolve our fiscal differences, reopen government, keep America's government working so that other people can be working, and keep our people safe and secure. We call upon Speaker Boehner, let your members vote on the Senate legislation, yes or no. If you vote yes, we can move forward. If you vote no, let's take another look at it. Let's get the job done. Now, there are people all over who are federal employees who have been furloughed. Furloughed is a word that means layoff. Furlough means layoff. 800,000 Americans, well-trained, well-educated, who show up every day to keep America working so America can be safe, secure, and also meet compelling human need. In my own home state, we see it. We see it at the National Institutes of Health, where 71% of the people are furloughed. These are the people who come to work every day. And they range from the great researchers with MDs and PhDs to lab technicians who are GS7s and 9s making $35,000, to the facility managers, the electricians, the others who keep the lights on so that they can do the research, and they're being told, go home. We have it at the Social Security Administration, where 8,000 federal employees have been furloughed. People will get their check, but now when you call Social Security, you will get a busy signal or no one to answer. When you need your card replaced, a question about Social Security, an application for your benefit, we're told that America is closed. That is in a community called Woodlawn, Maryland, Baltimore County. That means that those 8,000 people here and in field offices all over America, they won't be going into the gas station. They won't be going into the dry cleaner. And guess what? Many of them won't be going into the grocery store. We are destroying our federal government and the morale of the men and women that we count on. I want the government reopened so we do the job. One of our great agencies in Maryland that is headquartered in Maryland is the National Weather Service. Many people feel that they get the weather from the Weather Channel or from their local TV station, watching that Doppler radar. Well, guess what? The Weather Channel gets it from the Weather Service in Maryland. Local radio and TV stations get their weather information from Maryland, and they get it because of a lady I want to introduce now, Amy Fritz. She works for the Weather Service. She has been furloughed, along with several hundred people working at the National Weather Service. This is hurricane season. Hurricane Sandy happened in October. She, with her two master's degrees to be able to get the job that she has, should be standing sentry right now at her computer models, making them better, making them more efficient, so we know what's coming our way, so we won't be swept away. But she feels swept away by the very act of her own government. I want Amy to come up here and tell her story. And in listening to her, you're listening to hundreds of federal employees every day who worked hard to get the job that they have so that they could work hard for America. We need to work that hard to reopen government. Amy, come on up and tell your story. It's quite poignant.
My name is Amy Fritz, and I work for the National Weather Service as a meteorologist. As Senator Mikulski said, I have 2 master's degrees, one in meteorology and one in physical oceanography, so that I would be most qualified for this position. I build and develop the models that predict storm surge from events like Sandy that hit us last October and is still very much in the hearts of many of us. And yet, I'm not able to do my job. I'm furloughed. I can't go to work. So if something should happen during the rest of our hurricane season, I'm like the rest of the Americans, furloughed and unable to do their job. And right now, we're making critical improvements to those models, and we want to get back to work. My education didn't come free. I have student loan debts to the sound of $130,000. I've got to pay them back. I owe this money for this fine education. I chose it because I believe in our mission. We are here to save lives and protect property. And I am proud to be a civil servant for this nation. And I want to get back to work, like all of my colleagues who work for the Weather Service and are furloughed. In my facility, we had 8 babies born in the last 2 years. Imagine all those young families with both parents as federal employees, furloughed. So I speak for all of the National Weather Service. Let us get back to work. Let us do our job so we can serve you all.